Welcome back, everyone. I am super excited today because I have a friend of mine who is joining us, Andy Dooley. Now, Andy and I met a little while ago, but first of all, welcome, Andy. You are coming to us from the beautiful Bali today.
Yes, I am. I'm poolside. It's gorgeous here.
It looks stunning. You're sitting amongst these beautiful palm trees and, you know, you've really set the scene for today. And I can see a pool in the background there. So we're going to have a lot of fun. But before we get started, I want to share with you all who Andy is, and first of all, a little story about how we met. So we were at this awesome event in the Dominican Republic, and we'd finished our conference for the day. And I was going to dinner, and we were standing in line, my husband Richard and I were standing in line, and Andy was standing behind us. And I was like, hey, how you doing? And straight away, I just loved his energy. I was like, this guy's got this like awesome, positive vibe, he's super happy. And I was like, just drawn to his energy. So we were just chatting, and I was like, come and join us for sushi. So we sat down to eat some sushi, and when he was chatting to me, he was telling me about how he was the founder of vibration activation and what that was about. And then I naturally said to him, oh my goodness, do you know TALT, which is the notes from the universe? Because I receive these notes and I love them. And I just really resonate with them. And I could see this smile on his face light up. And little did I know that Andy's actually the co-founder of those notes. So I just thought that was super cool. I had met the person who is like part of putting those notes together, which have really made an impact for me personally, because I receive those notes every day and I'm like, how did they know I was feeling that way? This is really scary. So I just want to welcome you, Andy, and it's really great to have you here on the show. And I believe today we're going to talk about looking at the topic of what do you do when you're stuck? So when you're feeling like you're a little bit stuck in the mud and you're not sure of how to progress forward and how to sort of break through maybe some fear or some blockages that are stopping us from really reaching our true desires. So I'm going to hand over to you now, Andy, and I want you to share with us, first of all, maybe some solutions of what do we do to get unstuck.
Brilliant. Thank you, Joey. So glad to be here. And yeah, I know that feeling of being stuck. You know everything, law of attraction, you're reading the books and you're meditating and you just feel like you're just not making progress, not moving forward. And here is we go off on these trying to get unstuck, and we start looking at our horoscopes and what Mercury's doing and our past, and really those things are valid, but it's such a simple thing. It's our focus. We keep focusing on what we don't want, and we keep fighting what we don't want, so we keep it coming to us. And by changing our focus on to what we want instead of what we don't want, we let go of a lot of resistance.
You know, often we can sometimes think about the same thing over and over and over, and it's almost like we begin manifesting that topic because that's all we're actually focusing on, and that's the focal point. So what's the way in which we can redirect that focus?
Okay, so part of the focus, and we have the inner dialogue that's in our head of, I'm not good enough, it's not working, I'm stuck, I can't figure this out, everything I do falls apart. You know, we become our own worst enemy. And so there's a phrase I came up with, which is really great, that I teach in my one-day workshop. And and what you say is, and if you're listening to this, you might want to write this down. You say, stop, cancel, clear, get the fear out of here. It's a little affirmation. It breaks the pattern, right? Because you got a negative train of thought. You got to break the pattern. You know, NLP, break a pattern. Mm-hmm. So you say, stop, cancel, clear, get the fear out of here, or get the F out of here. And it's really powerful. We do this in the workshop, the one-day workshop, where someone gives you what I call your bitch train story. And then you tell them what your story is. They give it back to you. And then for one, this is huge because most people have never heard what they say to themselves spoken from somebody else, and it really like brings you of, am I really saying those things to myself? I mean, I wouldn't even be friends with somebody who spoke to me that way, and yet I talk to myself that way. And so your buddy gives you your bitch train story. You get to say, stop, cancel, clear, get the F out of here. And then we redirect your focus because focus equals feeling. That's huge, and we overlook that. So big. What you focus on, you're going to feel, and how you feel is how you attract. And I actually get you to do this in the workshop so you get to feel it and experience it. So you have a visceral feeling in your body of, wow, I have been derailing myself because I've had lazy and lousy focus. It's really fun.
Yeah, you know, I've never thought of it that way. It's very true. When you kind of say these stories to yourself, and it's like you're used to hearing yourself say this little story over, I can't do this, I don't know if I can do that. And then it's really interesting to be able to hear it from somebody else to you. And you're exactly right. Like when you hear that out loud from another, you think, oh, why am I thinking those things for? So changing your focus and how your focus really affects your feeling is very important. So that's a good takeaway point right there that I really do like. So thank you for sharing that. Now, you mentioned you got a workshop coming up, and I'm super excited because I haven't seen your workshop live yet, and I know it's coming to Australia. Woohoo! It's going to be in Sydney. Tell us more about what we'll learn in the workshop and who it's really suited for.
Okay, in this one-day workshop in Sydney, it's we get into getting rid of the resistance and getting yourself back into flow and alignment with your desires and understanding how easy it really is, because we make it way harder than it is. And, you know, we carry all this baggage and stuff. And it's suited for anybody who's wanting to really, if you're looking for a breakthrough.
I'm really curious to know more about what kind of breakthroughs are we looking at, and you know, what kind of tools will we get to take away with us from the workshop that we can implement in our lifestyle going forward once the workshop's over.
Like I've created, so vibration is 3 core steps, and the first step we talked about, the stop, cancel, clear. The second step is learning how to tell the transition story or the bridge from where you are to where you want to be. And we go into detail on that. And then there's some really powerful tools in wiring your brain, removing those subconscious blocks, and doing the triad and neuroplasticity. It's a word neuroscientists use for rewiring the brain. So I'll give you some tools on exactly how you rewire your brain with focused thought. And you can feel it. You do it, the exercises in the workshop, and you can feel the shift. I mean, people are always, this is amazing. I've shifted. I'm out of my funk. And now they've got realistic tools that they can use going forward that don't require 10 more levels of classes.
Oh, for sure. I like the fact that, you know, we can learn about finding some more flow, because I think, you know, that's really important, because we work in this really fast-paced society, and, you know, every single day we are digesting a lot of information, and, you know, it's whether like we're going through the internet, having to go to work, and we're getting to meetings, we've got important social events we've got to get to, and then we've got family commitments as well with our loved ones. So it's like, you know, we have this abundance amount of stuff that we've got to do every day, right? So
yes,
it's like, it's fantastic to hear that we'll be able to learn more about, you know, finding that flow, and by the sounds of things, having some takeaway tools that we can implement when we leave as well in the step process. So I really look forward to it. Andy, I know that when you're in town, we're going to do a bit more longer sit-down chat and a follow-up at your workshop. So I'm super excited about that. But for now, go and enjoy some Bali sun.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joey. Say hi to Richard.
I will.
And it's going to be great. You're going to have so much fun at this workshop. And really, if you're listening to this now, please come out, check the workshop. You won't regret it. And yeah, Joey's posted it on her Facebook wall. I've posted it on mine. It's full-on great workshop.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And guys, I'm going to also put a link below so you can jump online there, take a look for some more information about Andy's workshop, Vibration Activation. It's going to be a load of fun, and I know it's going to be full of lots of energy, positive energy. So thank you so much, Andy. It's been great chatting, and I look forward to catching up with you next week.
Okay, woohoo!
See ya!
Bye, thanks.